Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Pip Simeon here. Thank you very much for joining us on this Know Before You Go webinar. We have got lots of people still coming in joining us. We had over 180 people register for this webinar this morning. So people are coming in thick and strong as they're signing on into Teams this morning. So we will wait for a couple of minutes and just let this meeting sort of fill out. So yeah, thanks for joining. Loving seeing all the names. Morning Phil, morning Michael, morning Brett, David, Daniel, Logan, Mark, Janine, Helen, so many names and familiar people joining in there. So thanks for joining us, and we'll be back shortly while everyone else is joining. Okay, good morning, everybody. Again, it's Pip Simeon here, and welcome to the Inspire Know Before You Go. I just want to do a sound check. Can everyone hear me loud and clear? Just in the IM, give me a tick or a thumbs up, or come off mute and say yes.
Hear you.
You sound great, Pip. You sound great.
Thank you very much. Great. So we are recording the session this morning. So if just a couple of opportunities to encourage you to comment back to us. But if you could use the IM or the message chat window would be great. I've got a couple of people in the room here that's going to help me respond to you or share links as and when you need. But as we're recording, we will share this the deck and the recording out afterwards to those that couldn't attend us for the days. So welcome. This is a really exciting sort of kickoff opportunity to get you across all the content that we've got at Inspire coming up, all for you. Now, I have got quite the deck to present today, something like about 60 slides, and I really tried to carve it back last night, but there is some really cool content in here that I'm looking forward to getting you across. So I'm going to kick off, and then we will have Q&A at the end. So if you can't put sort of in the IM, save your questions at the end, and we'll open up to the forum, because no doubt if you're thinking it, probably a lot of other people are as well. Rightio, like getting into it. So who are going from Microsoft? So in the One Commercial Partner side of the organisation, our ethos or our mantra is we make great stories happen by connecting and empowering New Zealand customers and partners. And this is the crew that's going to be at Inspire with you to make that happen. So hopefully there are lots of familiar faces or new faces, because we have got a large amount of people, about 60% of our contingent haven't been to Inspire before. So this is the crew. There's a nice mix of us from the One Commercial Partner as well as our is our senior leadership team that are coming along. What I will post up in the team site is these photos and the names along with their phone numbers and email addresses, so you have them directly to reach out to and contact on the ground at Inspire or prior to heading along. Now, who of you are going? So we have the largest contingent of partners coming along to Inspire from New Zealand ever. We have a great broad range of partners, a right mix of all of us going along. And so currently we're sitting at 130. And then I had another 2 sign up last night, thanks Lucidity. And I've got a few more coming up in the pipeline of this. So we have got quite the crew going. And thanks to Barry Shears, our managing director, who has approved the extension of my budget for our welcome dinner and drinks, because we've got more than I intended, which is just such great news. So again, we're going to be covering off some of the things further into the deck about how you can connect and network with one another across the event and the occasions that we'll be having for you to meet one another, as well as the Microsoft team on the ground in Inspire. So the week ahead, now what a busy schedule we have. So it is kicking off from Sunday and goes right through till Thursday around at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So I'll just methodically work through day by day what to expect over the course of the week. So on Sunday, July 14th, you're either arriving that day, or you may have arrived earlier on Saturday or previously during the week. But for those that have signed up for the first time attendee and mentor program, this starts in the afternoon, or you have a first kickoff session on the Sunday. Now, the great thing about this first time attendee program, if you haven't signed up, this is run by partners. So it's really about how you can make the best out of the Inspire experience and really how to leverage the opportunity to get across what sessions may be of value for your business and how to reach and engage and network across the wider Microsoft or other partners and have strong partner-to-partner engagement. So this is a real opportunity for you to sort of kick into gear with a kickoff in on that program. So if you are a first-time attendee, do get yourself involved in that space, and it will just help you on your journey of Inspire and getting the most out of the week. So then our first moment or first celebration where we all come together as a New Zealand contingent is on Sunday evening, and I'll go a little bit more into detail later on in the deck about where and how and who, etc. But we'll be starting that at 6 p.m. at Bear Park, which is at Paris Hotel, so you can't miss it because it's a giant Eiffel Tower that sits on the strip, and it's right underneath there, and it overlooks the Bellagio fountains. So we'll be kicking that off at 6 p.m. and we look forward to seeing you all there. We'll have in attendance all the Microsoft Inspire attendees, our Microsoft a New Zealand senior leadership team, as well as our APAC senior leadership team joining us for dinner and drinks on that evening. And then Monday morning, things kick off for us with core notes in the morning, and I'll dive a little bit deeper into what they look like across the mornings. But our first core note in the morning with Gabriella, the head of the OCP organisation at Microsoft. And then through into Inspire and networking sessions through the remainder of the day. And some of the key learnings that was taken from last year was about really opening up the sessions throughout the day and having less core notes so that there's more opportunity to attend sessions and more opportunity to network. So it's a full afternoon or full day through to the happy hour at 5 o'clock on Monday. And it's our New Zealand happy hour at the Hub. So that's from 5 till 7 p.m. So another opportunity to engage with one another as a group or as a team, and also with the Microsoft team to really download and debrief on that first day, and look for guidance or insights or share some information about how that first day was at Inspire. Then we kick into Tuesday, which is a full day of networking and sessions. And then through into Tuesday evening, we have our APAC area celebration at Omnia. So another opportunity to connect with our wider subsidiaries across the APAC region together. And then on Wednesday, this is where Inspire, which is our partner conference, meshes up with our Microsoft Ready conference, which is our internal conference. And then we pull that together. And this is another opportunity to really connect with the sellers and the tech people that are going to be heading also up into the week in Las Vegas. to really build out the opportunities and to really just, to further meet people at Microsoft and really build out business opportunities across that day or the evenings prior. And then that night we kick off into the One celebration, which we will be heading along all together with staff and partners, through into Thursday, which is the more networking and inspire sessions, and finishing up at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. So it's a full week ahead. Now, where is everything located? So there's a lot to take in on the slide. So what I'll do, I'll get you to glance your eyes into the middle and cast it to the Cosmopolitan, where majority of our contingent is staying. So we do know that it depends on whether you could get where you could get accommodation. So we know that people are rather spread in and across the hotels. I'd love you to share it with us what hotels you may be in. So feel free to drop them into the IM about what hotels that you're in, so that we can get a sort of a broad view of where you're at. Now, into the bright green highlighted hotels, you'll notice that T-Mobile Arena on the left-hand side, this is where the core notes will be placed. So where we will be meeting on Monday morning and Wednesday morning to hear the core notes from Gabriella, Judson and Sacha. And then on the bottom left of the screen, we've got Mandalay Bay Convention Centre, and this is where majority of the sessions will play out across the course of the week. So in the Mandalay is also the hub, which I'm going to tell you all about shortly. Now, if you cast your eye right up into the far right-hand corner, we are having our One celebration at the Las Vegas Festival Grounds. So all in relative walking distance. There is also shuttles, and I'll dive into transportation, but it is walking distance. But given that the weather is averaging around about 40 odd degrees, it certainly is, you will cook in on the street. But this is the sort of the land of where all the hotels are and where we will be in and across the week. So a couple of things to make your life easier when you arrive in Las Vegas is checking in to Inspire. So you need to collect your badge, which is your name badge for the week, and is your access into any location and into the Inspire and core notes, all the sessions that you may have. So this is critical for you to have this. You can't not miss it. You can't get in anywhere without it. So you'll note that you can actually sign up, register and pick up your badge while you're waiting for your luggage. So that opens up from Friday. And so depending whether you're arriving Friday or Saturday or Sunday, you'll note that there are times that you can collect those and at different bag claim zones in the Terminal 1 or Terminal 3. If you don't pick it up at the airport, you can pick them up at other locations. You'll note there that they are in some of the main hotels, the Aria, Mandalay Bay, MGM Grand, the Cosmopolitan and the Venetian Sands, and then the signs where you may pick these up at the time. So you will need to have your ID with you, either your passport or government issued ID, your driver's license. So it needs to have photo ID for you to collect that badge. Please note you need to look after that badge. That is your access to everything. So it is one thing for you to treat it like your passport, and one thing that needs some good care and to have with you and through the duration of the Inspire conference. So transportation. Now, this was somewhat challenging last year up in Inspire. We have been well assured that the transport has been doubled in and across the week. So one thing that they have taken into note of is that they've streamlined the campus experience. So they've removed the Venetian as a venue within the mix, so that there's no sessions going to be at the Venetian. So it's a consolidated campus towards the south end of the Las Vegas Strip, which makes it much easier to get around to. Everything's within walking distance. The barrier in that really only is the weather because it's so hot, but it will be mostly in and around that south end. And the other part was a real challenge to get into the One celebration event last year, which was miles out of town. So this is a short 20-minute shuttle ride, and the transportation has been tripled in and around the events. So, of course, on the ground there is Uber, and there is also Grab. No, it's Lyft. Lyft is the one that's in the States. So there are those ride shares and opportunities for you to utilise, or taxis everywhere as well. So there's much more simpler routes, and there's much more focus in improving this shuttle experience in and around for us and our partners to get around. Do note that I have in the appendix, there is about 10 slides by hotel, by time frames that shuttles are running. So depending on where you are staying, you can take a glance in the appendix, and so you can make yourself aware and get sort of what times shuttles are going to be available to and from your hotel or other hotels that you might be at from the thing. So without going into that detail, it's all there for you to dive into. The other change in and around the food and beverage experience is this year breakfast will not be provided at Microsoft Inspire. I think certainly the experience was very poor last year, and as much as they have tried to exhaust the opportunities to try and improve upon this, what they have recognised is that if they can't do it well, it's not worth doing at all. So what they have really worked upon is partnering with hotels to really outline what breakfast options are available at hotels. So there is in-room dining, and you can process this and order in advance to be delivered to your room, or there are grab and go pre-order options at multiple sites and across hotels. And of course, there's coffee shops and restaurants in throughout the hotels that you may be at. Again, in the appendix, I have kept the slides at the back and detailed by hotel what those options look like in each hotel. So you can take a wee glance at that and see what works within your hotel, whether it be a Starbucks, whether it be a cafe, whether it be the hotel breakfast experience, or in your room. So that's, again, a bit of deck of information at the back end, so you can glance at what suits you for your hotel and the way you perhaps like to dine and have your breakfast in the morning. So the other thing, like, Vegas is intense. For those that have been there before, it is hot and it is busy, and it is a city that never sleeps. So a couple of things to go into this is to look after yourself. And the thing that the conference team or Microsoft Inspire team are really focused in on providing options to ensure that we have wellness for all. So some of the information that we have is, to encourage you to have a healthy lifestyle, or to at least support somewhat of a lifestyle in Vegas. So there are very healthy options included at every meal, high protein, high vegetables, etc. So you'll be seeing those. And I do think, from my experience, the lunches are good in and across those spaces. Again, there's plenty of water stations that you can refill your water bottles. It's really hot when you're outside, so you're going to need to drink a lot of water. I do encourage you to bring your own one, so that we're reducing our plastic, one-use plastic that we can have with bottled water. Do bring your own. You can fill them up as you go. Again, gym facilities have been opened early. Surprise, surprise, in Vegas, they don't tend to open gyms in the morning. So they are, so all hotels have been negotiated that you can go to the gym in the morning. And if you would like, you can go on a run in the morning. There is some collective running opportunities that you can join in on. If you like to do that in that heat, that is all for you, and you can join on that. All this information is available on the Inspire website, so you can double click down and find out a little bit more information about that. And again, there's going to be well signposted walking routes between T-Mobile Arena, where the main core notes are, Mandalay Bay Convention Centre, and MGM Grand, where there are sessions. So into the next stage, I'm going to pause here for a minute because there's a couple of questions in the into the IM. One of the questions: can we purchase extra tickets to the One celebrations? Sorry, unfortunately not. They do not have tickets available to be purchased this year to take into One celebration. It's a query I've had a lot, so I've checked in on that. Unfortunately, they're not available to be sold. So that's one that we cannot share in and across the mix. And I'll come into a little bit of information about the One celebration event. But you're right, Paul has said here you can buy a one-day conference pass, which will be the Wednesday, and that will give you a ticket to the One celebration, to the event on that night. Right, into the core note lineup and some of the content, what to expect across the week. So as I shared the agenda, this is what is going to be happening across the core notes. So on Monday morning, the site opens up at 7:30 in the morning, and we will be looking to secure an area. So it is not allocated seating in the T-Mobile Arena, but I will be there like a trooper with a few of my Microsoft colleagues, going in and finding an area for us and flagging off an area so that we can all sit together as a contingent. This has mixed results, and so it's something that we will endeavour to flag off an area and keep for us Kiwis. We will be sharing information via our WhatsApp group as we get in on the morning of pictures, our seat locations, etc. So it's so we can sit together. And then I'm told that, I don't know what this creative open is, but from previous years it's been almost like a concert in the morning going in, so it really ramps everybody up as you head into the first core note of the morning. So kicking off what looks like at 8:45, we're having Gabriella Schuster, who's got a welcome and partner recognition. So this is where we will be recognising partners who are global partners of the year and across the countries. Then at 9, Judson will be kicking off around digital transformation and our FY20 commercial priorities. And then back on with Gabriella at 10 a.m, talking through in and around the business proposition and our commitments to you. So this finishes up at 10:30 in the morning and then kicks through into the sessions that roll out and across the rest of the day. Now on Tuesday, so then more time is freed up for the partners for networking and sessions. Tuesday is an all-day Inspire session day. Through into Wednesday, it is where we have our mashup between Inspire and Ready, and Sacha Nadella will be presenting, kicking off sharp at 8:45 in the morning. Again, we will be going in early at 7:30 to get front of the queue. I'll talk and we'll come into like how to get there, etc. shortly, but to hopefully cordon off an area, which will even be more so challenging on Wednesday, but we will endeavour to do our best. So Sacha will be covering off our mission, vision and culture. So great talk from him for over an hour, information from our Microsoft stores, and then Brad Smith giving an overview of our global perspective and company responsibility. And again, that finishes at 10:30 and then kicks on for the rest of the day through sessions. On Thursday, the last day of Inspire, no core notes, just Inspire sessions and networking up until 1 p.m. So the core note experience, this is at T-Mobile Arena, and this is a first come, first served or first admitted approach. You will need to anticipate there will be around a 20-minute walk 20-minute time frame to enter during peak times due to the security requirements heading into any of the venues. So arrive early to secure seating. We will be endeavouring to do that, but it will be a first and first serve. So even though if you are arriving, 5 minutes before the keynote to start, and we've got allocated seating or held seating for you, you may not be able to be let in because they'll be counting head count going in, and we're unlikely to be able to hold your seat. So just do bear that in mind. Once they reach capacity, they'll be redirecting into other areas, which is Park Theatre and other corner viewing locations, which are going to be at the Aria, the M's Mandalay Ballroom and MGM Grand. But you'll also be able to live stream many of the core notes from your device from anywhere. And because you're an Inspire attendee, once you sign into My Inspire, you have access of that live streaming. So one thing to note that as we are going through security, so you're either going to have your bags with you or not, but do note you will be searched through your bags. So do leave unnecessary bags in your hotel rooms to ensure we have a quick process through the queue. So transportation to get there is that the hotels, or what they call the sleeping hotels, where you're being housed, there are shuttles that will be running from 6:30 to 7:45, and also buses which will be dropping off close to the main entrance and side locations. If you are catching Ubers or Lyfts or ride shares, this will be dropping you off at New York Hotel, and you can then walk over a little bit more of a distance to be able to get them. So there are walking hotels, as in you can walk through a number of hotels from the Cosmo through Aria to get to the things. I haven't done that route myself, but there is official walking routes and posted all of the way. And there will be a number of staff, and there'll be, I believe, a bright purple Inspire shirts to help direct wherever you're going at any stage. So do have, if you've got questions or you're lost or need to head in which directions, do stop and ask those people. They are there to help. So back onto the bags, to expedite the security lines, do not take bags or do leave bags behind. Just think about what you're carrying with you. Probably a bit of a rule around what you wouldn't take on a plane, don't take through security. Here in America, it's not going to get you in. So just have that in mind. Do bring your bottles, don't take luggage. There is no check-in available for bags or luggage at any of the venues. You do need to leave that at your hotels. And on food and beverage, grab your brekkie before you go, because brekkie is not going to be at the core note. There will be bottled water distributed, and you will get it going in or on your exit, or do fill up your takeaway, your bottles as you go. So into the live stream content, the core notes on Monday and Wednesday will be live streamed and available to all during the core note times. So all other content that will be live streamed will go through My Inspire, which is the link here for you to go and register to, and also in the app. Now, this is for registered attendees only. Do note that is just all the other content of Inspire, and that's for you because you've registered, and that will not be able to be picked up from your colleagues that haven't registered or are back home here in New Zealand. Do note that the core note content is on-demand content, and that will be available to be shared through inspire.microsoft.com. So you might want to think about, as you're surmising what Inspire looks like, if you're sending the information back into your teams, you'll be able to share those core notes with you. I will be sending comms each day. You will receive an email in your inbox, which will, as I get relevant content to share, that you can forward through back to your teams. It might be good for you to cut and paste and take some of that content through, but you're getting that on your inbox. You'll also be getting the corporate one from the Inspire conference team. So you're going to get 2 pieces of content that might help you pull together content and help you share back into your teams and your audience at home. I'm going to pause there for a little minute and see if there's any questions that I need to ask, but Paul is doing an incredible job at keeping up to speed on that. Thanks, PB. You rock. And I love it. Jeff Robinson, the seats size of Masterton. That's where I'm from, 100%. It's as big as Masterton. So the hub, I really wanted to share the experience of the hub with you, because as I've heard more and more about it, the value of the hub experience to partners, I believe, is incredible. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time just going through what's available at the hub. As you would have heard me earlier, we are having our happy hour drinks at the hub on Monday night from 5 till 7 p.m. So it's an opportunity for you to be in this space and to experience it. It's at the Mandalay Hotel, and I believe is across like a 3,500 square footprint. So there is a great space for you to engage. And once you see what we've got there, I think you're going to be really excited about some of the opportunities. So this is a single expo experience. Last year it was called The Commons, and this is an experience that's going to be for employees and partners. And you'll see here, this is a real destination zone where we'll be having a Microsoft showcase, partner solution zone, and a community zone. And a lot of content will be here for you to experience in and around products, theatres, etc. So what you'll see at the Microsoft Showcase is there are going to be districts effectively featuring theatres and content experiences. And it was described yesterday to me as like there will be TED Talks there. So on each of the our solution areas, modern workplace, biz apps and infra, or our cloud data and AI, there is a theatre for each of those and a showcase zone for those solution areas for you to spend time and double click down into what some of the opportunities there. Once you sign up to My Inspire, you'll be able to register for some of the experience in those theatres and sessions that you have in there. I won't cover off the partner solution zone, so I'll go into that a little bit later. But in the Expo Essentials, you're going to find in the industry immersive experiences, you're going to find Microsoft AI, you'll find Microsoft Retail. So there is the store there where there will be discounts for both partners and staff in the mix of that. You're going to have bookstores where we will have keynote speakers there signing books or being able to meet some of the keynote speakers. I'm a fan of Simon Sinek, so I'm going to be a fangirl, probably going up and having a chat to that guy. You're going to see the Xbox Lounge there, and also LinkedIn is going to be there. And this is where you can rock your profile, where you can log into your own LinkedIn. There will be a professional photographer there, so you can get your mugshot completely improved and professional look going on yourself. So that's all in that space to help you in your LinkedIn profile. And in the community zone, I've got a little bit more information on the next slide. So I'm going to tell you all about that community zone in a minute. So this is the map of the hub. So you'll sort of get, once you're in it, you'll be able to kind of get your feel around what it will look like, but you'll enter into the hub and there will be a big landmark in front of you. So it helps you kind of navigate through. We've got the partner solution zones. There's food and coffee locations, all sort of located throughout, or coffee carts and food locations in and near the area lounges and industry experience zones. You'll see the Microsoft Showcase there at the bottom of the screen where the theatres are and the showcase areas. And then through and onto the right hand side of the screen, you'll see where the area lounges are. And APAC Area Lounge is located just below the partner meeting rooms on the top right of that screen there. So that's where you can connect and engage with APAC, our SLT, and other Microsofties that will be in the mix of that. So let's have a little look at what's in the community zone. So as you'll see, there is so much in this space. And one of the things that I'll go into about the SMC Sales Centre shortly, but that's really cool. You'll find the first time attendee area in here. You're going to see a few acronyms in the mix in that, but you'll see there is the IAMCP, which is the Inclusion Lounge powered by the Female Quotient. This is what they were talking about yesterday. Is going to be a really cool space about how you can empower your profile and empower for women in the workplace. There is a partner network zone, which is really about how to power up your MPN profile. You'll see in there's partner network resources, how you can elevate your pitch, so how you can really improve upon your value proposition, and a partner network theatre. So much content in this space that I just was, when they were going through it, I just think it's such a valuable learning opportunity and such a wide variety of content that not only is it about immersing yourself in sessions in and around the across the Inspire sessions and areas, but actually really do look to spend some time within the hub. And this is a great space for you to be networking and using this area to connect with one another and perhaps meet up. So I also wanted to spend a little bit of time around the SMC, or Small Medium Corporate Sales Centre vision. So this is an opportunity for co-sale prioritised partners or co-sale ready partners to be able to do territory planning and to understand a little bit more about the opportunity to co-sell with Microsoft. This area will be full with Microsoft sellers at all times. So it's an opportunity to really partners to align with the sales planning process or to understand that further. So it is going to be across the 4 days, and there is a dedicated space for you to sort of engage further in. There's concierge desks there. There's powered desks, so you can do on-the-spot territory planning and times for partners to pitch their solutions and assessments to foster the partner-to-partner connections. So again, you can really see some of the ways that you can engage I guess this platform of Microsoft to really go a little bit deeper and understand how you can work within or improve your business and opportunity in some of these areas in the hub. I'm not going to go further into that one there. The other one that I wanted to highlight was at the hub, there is an industry experience. So if this is an area where you have an industry specialty area around healthcare, media and comms, manufacturing, retail, financial services, or government, you have the opportunity to interact in this industry experience zone in and across from a global view. And you can, it will be staffed all time, and so there will be specific industry talk tracks, demo walkthroughs, there'll be envisioning sessions, and this is all located again in the hub. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool area where you can just sort of interact with the globe and see what's happening across the globe to be able to bring an industry or a vertical to life in through this zone. So I'm going to hand over to PB, who is going to take on over this experience and talk you through the digital experience. So the MyInspire, the session builder, and also the mobile app. Over to you, PB.
Thanks, Pip. Morning, all. It's great to see so many familiar people on the call. I can't wait to get over to Vegas. It's just promising to be a really amazing year this year with some good learnings from last year, as Pip mentioned. Pip, I don't think you've made me a presenter, so I can't take over the screen at this point. Well, if you could just move the slide forward, I can just
Roger that.
Go through it. So yeah, guys, I just wanted to cover a little bit about kind of the tools, if you like, to help you prepare and get the most from the sessions or from the event generally. And so the actual MyInspire session scheduler and tool has literally been rewritten, and I've just been using it the last few days to start scheduling all of my stuff, and I'm going to take you through some of that, how it works in a moment. But there's a really good opportunity for you, and people don't tend to leverage this, I don't think, as much as they should, but there's a great opportunity for you to go in and look at who's there, who's going. You can find people from New Zealand going, you can find people from other countries going through the attendee directory. And so by default this year, we're automatically opting everybody in to be visible in the attendee directory, and I'm going to show you that in a moment. You can opt out if you wish to, and I'll show you how to do that as well if you don't wish to be found. As has been asked already in the chat window, and I know Abby jumped in with a comment on how to get it, but the mobile app for all Microsoft events now, we used to build apps for every single event. Basically going from last year onwards, we have one event app for Microsoft. You will find it essentially in the iOS and Android app stores as essentially the Microsoft event app. I'll post a link to the MyInspire website that has links to them as well. I understand that it should be available around about today. I would expect next week sometime the app will become available. The app basically replicates what's in the MyInspire website, including your session, on the ground information, transport, building and room locations and things like that. Okay, can we go to the next slide, Pip? I must not be set up as a presenter for some reason, which is why I can't do it. So yeah, I think I've just covered this here. I'll pop the link in the window in a moment. If we go to the next slide, Pip. Yeah, I guess so. I've talked about this. I think probably rather than go through the slides here, I'm actually going to jump and I'm actually going to show you a demo of this stuff working. And this is the real live MyInspire session. So I'm just going to present my screen here. I hope that all of you can see that. Let me double check. Looks like it's showing up okay. So what you see on your screen here, so the MyInspire website, so myinspire.microsoft.com, you can browse that now as a registered attendee. The first thing you should do is update your profile. So what I'm going to do before showing you the session schedule, I'm going to show you the profile area. So over on the top right hand corner, you can jump in there and click edit profile, pretty standard navigation concept these days. Inside the profile area, you can go ahead and complete a whole lot of attributes around you. And I'm going to pick on Bevan down here because Bevan has already done this, which is fantastic. I'm not sure about a photo, but I'm just going to jump into Bevan's profile here. So Bevan's gone and linked himself to LinkedIn, so you can see there's a quick message, a quick option to do that. He's put a bio in here, but most importantly, I'd like to draw your attention to the right-hand side here. Basically, this is where you stipulate what industry focuses you have, your business focus, what market segments you deal in, and what solution areas you're interested in. By completing this information here, the session scheduler this year will actually recommend sessions for you to attend. So make sure you do fill out your profile properly. The other benefit to this is, if I jump back into the attendee list view, is that you can refine results in this search here. So you can see currently there's 20,499 attendees showing in the attendee directory. That does include a large number of Microsoft staff who are attending both Inspire and Ready at this point in time. But I can refine the results. So if you want to know who's going from New Zealand, you can click on the country area and filter down by New Zealand. If you want to know people that are in financial services in Italy with a business focus of ISV and a segment focus of enterprise, you can go and do that. You can reach out to those people. So you can see, you can send them a message here. You can favorite them. The tool will help facilitate essentially on the ground meetings. So for those of you that are thinking about how you can take a solution offshore, you want to meet people from overseas, or maybe you want to build alliances with other people around the world to bring their products into New Zealand, I highly recommend spending a little bit of time leveraging the attendee directory. Okay, so now that we've covered that, you've got your profile all set up in the session scheduler, which you access through the top menu navigation area here. So we've got the session scheduler area I'm in now, but we've also got the concept of a learning path. So you can stipulate in a learning path things that you might want to go and learn about without having to trawl through the multiple thousands of sessions that are on there. It really is a little bit overwhelming when you see the share session content. What you can do as well is you can filter this, and so you'll see automatically we have standard core note sessions. They will be populated shortly and allow you to add those to your schedule. They're not in there just yet. Well, the details are, but the ability to add them to your schedule is just not there yet. And then we have general sessions, which are essentially all of the sessions that are held in lots and lots of rooms right throughout the venues. And so basically general sessions are the main stuff. Things like power sessions are usually 30 or 20-minute sessions that are held in the hub area or very specific rooms. Panel ones, obviously as the name implies, and workshops involve much more of an interactive experience. Some workshops require laptops, so have a look at the details of those. And then featured sessions, make sure you look at the featured sessions. I've got those already filtered here, and I'll just show you some examples of those. Featured sessions tend to be kind of, if you think about the core notes being the most major large scale session, featured sessions is the next step down before you hit the general sessions. I recommend most people try and attend at least several of the feature sessions. They tend to be an hour and a half long. Or an hour long, and they have major speakers. So for instance, for Microsoft Azure last year, hour and a half session run by essentially our head of cloud and engineering marketing for Azure. And so they are very, very good sessions that give you that kind of single view of a product area essentially. So that's the session scheduler when you want to basically lock one into your calendar. As you can see, I've already done this here. Just click on the blue add to schedule link. New this year, and I'm really super pleased about this because previously it was kind of a pain. You'd basically schedule stuff and then you'd have to download the whole ICS calendar to put it into your calendar. New this year, we're automating that. As soon as you schedule something, it will email you the actual calendar invite. And what's beautiful about this, I'm going to bring my calendar over here right now. You can see I've gone ahead and scheduled a whole bunch of things, and I'm going to touch on the duplication in a moment. But what happens is you'll see some of them have rooms already assigned to them. Those are the ones that are in blue. Things that are in light blue, as you know, in Outlook, don't have a room location yet. So as the room locations get updated or details on the session gets updated, your calendar will get an automatic update as well. So it's super, super cool from a scheduling perspective. Now, my strategy here, and I would suggest it's a bit of a tip, is to book several sessions or put several sessions in the same time slot in your calendar. And one key reason why, and I'm sure many people who go regularly can attest to this, is that it's a very, very large venue. If for some reason you get out of one of the sessions and you've got 5 or 10 minutes or 30 minutes even potentially to get to your next session, and it's all the way multiple kilometers and levels and lifts and stairs away, you may decide you want to go to a session that's closer to home. So pop a couple in there. In my case, I put a whole lot in because depending on what I'm doing and who I'm with, I'll recommend and suggest things to the folk that I'm buddying up with at the session. If anyone wants any individual advice on different sessions and things like that, I'll be more than happy to help people have a call and kind of go through those things. The other thing is, Pip mentioned also some of the amazing speaker lineups, such as Simon Sinek. So there are a leadership track. And I recommend that if you're, over the technology and you want to get really, a whole different perspective on different things, make sure you do the leadership track. There are some people that go each year that only go to leadership tracks and they stay away from the Microsoft technical or product stuff because they want to get real value from it in terms of how to run how to run a great MSP business or how to hire people, how to recruit and retain talent. There's a myriad of different things, how to improve your social networking and profile online. So lots and lots of content in there. If you know someone from Microsoft or if you're looking for specific types of people, so you want to know, maybe you've got questions on, Azure or AI, some would jump into the AI group here and I could then go down and say, I want to look at data and AI and I want to look at IoT as an example. Oops, and that was a really bad example to select. So I would just say the speaker catalog is still being filled out, so you may hit this occasionally. But this is a great way. People often ask me is, what about if I go to a session on IoT, but I've got very specific questions. I really want to know, what's going on in Redmond to do with that specific area. So most of these sessions are delivered by product managers at Microsoft. And so I would look at this and hone in on people you want to grab after or at the event, but particularly after they've spoken, right, at their sessions. So that's a couple of my hot tips there. Hopefully that covers the session scheduler. First step, again, make sure you go fill in your profile. I'm going to stop sharing now. I'm just going to jump back into the presentation. Pip, could you just reshare your presentation and move to the next slide? And then I'll just wrap up. I know we've got a lot more content to go as well. So we've covered the MindSpy area and just the events app. And so please look out for the events app. Once you book all your schedule in here, you'll automatically have that on the event app. By the way, a couple of key features in the event app. Pip's going to talk about this shortly as well, but in terms of safety and reporting incidents, we take that stuff very, very seriously. The app provides a facility for you to do that and to review our code of conduct. If any kind of medical emergencies, things like that, you can initiate a request via the app and get instant support for those types of things. So with that, I'm going to hand back to Pip. And guys, I am really looking forward to catching up with all of you in Vegas. And if you've got specific questions that I can answer, do let me know. And our buddies will be reaching out to you as well. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Paul. Do take Paul up on his offer for help. He is an absolute legend at this and just has been for many years and knows the insides, outs and the tips and tricks to make this happen. So do take him up on this opportunity. Right, rolling straight into the parties. So this is a bit more information that we'll give you for the welcome dinner and drinks on the Sunday night, kicking off at 6 p.m. at Bear Park in the Paris Hotel. You can't miss it. You can see the Eiffel Tower. It's right under there overlooking the Bellagio Fountains, which is just over the road from the Cosmopolitan. So this is going to be the opportunity to meet the Microsoft team. And if you are thinking about wanting to set up meetings with someone from Microsoft locally from New Zealand, this is the time to actually, rather than set a meeting up, but actually take the opportunity to meet the SLT or Microsoft team here. Dinner and drinks will be put on. It's a casual evening at a casual American bar. We've got some great American food lined up and it's Bear Park. I believe there's like 100 beers on tap. So if that's your thing, so that's all going to be covered. Please do make sure you register and let me know if you're going to be there. It's a per head count basis, so I need to know if you're coming or not. Please also bring your Inspire name badge because, again, it's a networking opportunity. We won't be providing labels or anything like that to put your name on. So do, if you want to get to know people, encourage it by wearing your name badge. the registration, the link is in on the slide where it's highlighted in blue, but I also sent an email out some weeks ago, which was about all the registration needs for the events. And again, I posted it again in Teams, so I really encourage you to get on Teams, and we will keep resharing the links for you to be able to ensure you sign up for the right things. On the sorry, I've put Tuesday and it's actually Monday here, is on the happy hour. I will fix that up. We will be having our happy hour on Monday at 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. in at the hub. Watch out via our WhatsApp group on the day. I will be sharing pictures of sort of where our main location in that zone is. Until I get in on the ground there, can I be able to find out where we'll sort of have a space, but watch out for that. In on the Tuesday night, we have the APAC area celebration. So this night is going to be at the Omnia nightclub, and the theme is 70s carnival. So do bring a 1970s outfit if you want to partake into getting dressed up and enjoying the evening. This kicks off at 6:30 and will be food and drinks, and another opportunity to network in and across your Microsoft team, as well as the APAC crew. Just actually on that before I move on is on the Sunday night dinner and drinks, I will be handing out wristbands to go to this party. They're a bright orange wristband. Without your wristband, you won't be able to enter. So I'll be handing those on Monday night, so make sure you come and see me. We only have an allocated number per head on registered attendees. So again, you just need to make sure you see me if you're wanting to attend and get this wristband for you. Don't use it. It's a battle to get in because of the site security and the like to get through into events such as these. So just a couple of big reminders to make sure you are looking after your stuff. Into the Wednesday night one celebration, which is at the Las Vegas Festival grounds. We have got Queen and Adam Lambert who are playing for us for that night. It is going to be a fantastic evening. There's lots of stuff going on in and around the party. It'll be kicking off with a DJ as we enter into the event, and there is going to be this huge gaming pavilion which has got all these interactive and games, etc. as we enter into the event. There will also be an area called the Northern Lights Lounge, which is an air-conned space which has a bar within it, so it's an opportunity if you're getting overheated, but another area that you can sort of relax and enjoy the festivities going on. Again, we've got Queen playing, and then we're finishing the night off with a huge fireworks show, so it's going to be quite the night. Couple of things I just wanted to labour on before we do go. Understanding that this is going to be a huge amount of people heading into this festival area, so getting shuttles and getting there, was challenging last year. It will be improved this year, but you just have to think about it's going to a concert. There's going to be tens of thousands of people going, so it's going to be quite the event, but something to be mindful as we head along. You will need your Inspire Pass to go into this event, and you will also need a government issued photo ID. So this is either your passport or otherwise your New Zealand your driver's license. It must have your birth date on it and be a photo ID. All attendees will need to be going through a metal detector for security, and there is a no entry. If you leave, there's no re-entry once you leave. Do note, you're asked to leave all your bags behind. There will be security checking bags if you want to get through quickly. You think of it like a concert, you're going to get your bags checked. The shuttle services will be leaving, provided from the hotels from 7:15. You may wish to be ride sharing, and it's going to be a short walk into the venue. There's no parking if you're driving, but I doubt you're going to have cars there anyway. But do note, it's a casual concert attire required. Bring your comfy shoes. It is outdoors. It's going to be hot. Will be anything that's sort of north of 35 degrees. We do have that aircon zone for you chill out, but it's going to be a hot evening, so get amongst it and enjoy the warm evening. I sort of touched on before the first time attendee program. I do know there is a few on the call that are in the mix of this. This is a bit of an overview. I know that first time attendees have been communicated to through emails. You can connect further into the My Inspire app and on the website, and also in on the app, and click through into those programs. So I do encourage you to make the most of that experience. As I said, it's been built out based on feedback from partners, and it's run by partners, and it's a centralized team. You can share resources and templates and best practice and the like. So do get amongst that. I'm on the homeward stretch to leave 5 minutes at the end for any questions and chit chat. So part of Inspire is there is going to be a large sponsorship zone all spread out throughout the hub area. There is lots of information going to be shared in and around these areas from our partners and our sponsors in the mix of that. So do engage in on those stands. They're there for you to learn more around a global footprint of sponsors, etc. So that's all there served up for you. We do have a couple of Kiwi companies that are going to be showcasing in and around the sponsors. We've got Crosswear, they're at stand 1706 in and around their email signatures, and you can sort of learn a little bit more about them and across their solution. And then we also have BitTitan, another Kiwi company that is going to be there at booth 2221. Again, you can click through and set an appointment with them, or they're also inviting you to a party in on Sunday night, which actually clashes with my party. So I just, if it depends who you want to, I just would take it personally if you don't turn up to mine. But anyway, it's an opportunity for you if you want to spread yourself around in and across the Inspire opportunity. So last and final from me is the code of conduct, which we have to abide by at Microsoft. And I just wanted to highlight that from our Microsofties, this is really huge for us to bring to the attention. We don't tolerate any behaviour that violates our company harassment and anti-discrimination policies. So it's just something to be very mindful that when you're there, we want to create a welcoming and safe environment for all. As Paul mentioned, on the app, you can utilise the app to make aware of any situations that you see or might be that needs to be brought attention to. There's a large security contingent that is, going to be in around with Homeland Security and the police, etc., that is supporting this event, and Microsoft there. I do encourage you that if you are in a situation where your safety is compromised, or you're hurt, or you are needing some attention, do use the app. You will be swept up in the arms of Microsoft being able to enable the support and help you through hospitals and things like that. So, and you can bring that to attention to the OCP leadership team that we're there and can help you if any situation arises there. We're there to make this a really welcoming and supportive event for all, and to help you on the journey of this. So if anything happens, do let us know how we can help. So the last slide from me is the digital go-dos. Go into the website and you can sign up. You will have seen the link, which was back on Paul's presentation for the MyInspire, or just go Google MyInspire and get registering, set up your profile, get your photo in there, opt in for networking if that's your thing, and start building out your sessions in for the week. It does get really busy. It is a first in, first served in some rooms, and you have the opportunity to live stream when you're signed into the apps. The other thing I really would like you to do is make sure you're signing up for the WhatsApp group. The link is here, but I've also seen Paul share that link within the meeting chat. The link is also up on our team site. That will be our on-the-ground comms channel for just sharing information, where we're at, what's going on in and around on the ground versus using Teams. And then later today, I'm told that the Microsoft Events app will be available, so you can download this. Just search within the within the App Store for Microsoft Events. If you have done this in the past, you can just update it. But I believe it will be later today, which actually was at American timing, so sometime tomorrow you can take that in for a job to do. Last slide from me. We've talked a lot, a couple of minutes left to answer some questions. But what I do want to note is that you have been assigned a Microsoft Buddy, and that Microsoft Buddy will be reaching out to you. They will have received an email sometime today just to share with you further information, just to check in on you, that you're building out your schedules, you're getting the right things in and around that. Every person that's going along to Inspire has a Microsoft Buddy, so you will be supported on a one-to-one to help you with the experience. If you've got any questions, please utilise our team site for a conversation. If it's general question, most people are probably thinking it, or contact me directly via Teams or in on my email address. I'm here to help. So team, over to you. Any questions you might want to fling through, take it yourself off mute or fling it into the IM. But thank you, and we look forward to seeing you at Inspire. So any questions? Nothing from there, no one popping up. I see lots into the IM. We'll continue the conversation in and across the weeks leading in, resharing some of the information so no one's missing. This deck and recording will be shared again via the Teams, so you can pick that up and we'll be sharing that out to all attendees that didn't come along today. Hey, so thank you very much. I know it was a big session of lots of information. I was up till 10 o'clock last night cutting this deck down to try and make it really relevant and helpful. But we're here to help, so do reach out and or to your buddy, and we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you.